I'm Adam Niffen.
No, I'm Jeremy Cocaine.
This is Smith Welding Restoration. Nothing to add to that?
Well, it's where we work. It's what we do. We make things pretty.
Okay, so what we're looking at now is a water balloon slingshot war. 10 foot at the peak, 5 foot at the front wall. They're set up like that. The person stands in there, there's a little roof thingy-bob with a slot in it, whatever. And they slingshot water balloons. What's interesting is I don't really have a setup to set up a jig to cut all these. So it was very interesting getting all this welded up and the fitment reasonable. Just reasonable is all I wanted. It came out okay. These tubes are 8-foot sticks, so let me show you kind of what I did here. We 45'd it, and then I just kind of set it down on there, and I laid the paint marker on that tube and traced it over, laid it on this tube, traced it over, and it gave me my relief cuts and a little divot out here from that picture frame I built out of the initial. Then I wound up laying the whole apparatus on its side. So, one had long legs running out, the other had the short legs rolling out, and I got the top, I factored out I just pulled some measurements and got the top figured for measurements. For carnival purposes, whatever, that they're spot on. If this was hot rod or a race car, I'd kill somebody. The precision required, anyhow. So that being said, precision required is not high up on the list. Done is on the list, and done cheap is even higher still. They didn't want it good, they wanted it Wednesday. Right now I've got 1, 2, 3, 5 more bars to put in. Here's the issue I've run into now. Old drill press, and I have at best an antique hole saw. And here's my problem. That's that drill bit. So that being that, my drill press vise fucking sucks. He gives me an X and Y axis. Itself gives you the Z axis, but it sucks. Alright, so you kind of see the spread, the layout. We get all the sheeting up. There still needs to be studs behind there. We got some pieces stacked, scabbed in. This wall works for now. It's a curtain. This is what we're dealing with right now. We've got 2 of them cut. I've got 3 more to cut after that. This is my cut list, alright? Basically what you're looking at for a design. Does that make sense? I'm at this point. 5 of them. 44 inches to the inside diameter of each of those cuts. This is what I'm using more or less as a tubing notcher. Very low tech, very simple. This fucking bit is antique. Earlier I showed you it was sliding in and out. Well, it turns out a Chevrolet K5 Blazer U-joint bolt fits really well in there. The bad thing is I can't dip it all the way in. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I may not do anything. This deal. It works right now. I don't want to fuck with it. We got the saw set up. I got to put a new abrasive blade because this one's gone. I got some shit hanging back there. That's where we're at. Material is over there. Okay, so I showed you the first one I built. This one we're building a little differently. And I didn't show you the whole damn thing. Tough shit. I will show this one through the process. how I use the rudimentary implements we have here. As we establish ourselves and grow, we'll acquire more fabrication tools, more paint tools, so forth, so on. But this is something you can do just for shits and giggles in your garage. You can build these things, you can do this stuff, you can get the fitment where it is usable just out of your home garage machine shop. This is going to be the roof frame. It's along the long cut. 93. Oh lordy. 248. Those are the front wall legs. Those are the back wall legs, and I need to extend them. That's what the pieces up on the table. Those are for the extensions. Those are the uprights in the front, and then just 5 cross braces. So we got the parts ready. At this point, I have to pull down 2 of those pieces of tubing. Where we're at right now is I need to get prepped for welding. I'm going to use a 2.5 inch roll lock. Doesn't say what they are. They're 36 or 24. I don't remember. I got my air. I got my welder ready to go. I've been using this big bastard more and more, and I like it even with sheet metal. But that's what I use right now. So I'm going to clean up these ends. Everywhere I got to weld except where the uprights will go between the roof portion and the crossbar. I'll fix all that later. But all of your corner joints I'm going to get cleaned up right now so I can weld, because there's powder coat or paint, whatever product that is on there. Alright, so I extended that. I feel my welding failed me today. This was pretty sloppy. I mean, nothing a grinder can't fix. It looks fabulous now. Anyhow, no real dog leg or anything. It's pretty straight. I showed you the one tube that I extended. They're 8 feet long. I needed 10 feet-ish. Okay. I showed you the tube I extended. I cleaned it down with that 2 inch roll lock, 2.5 inch roll lock, whatever the hell it is. I've got the other one fixtured up right now. Now, if this were something that was structural, or it was mechanical, or had some sound engineering behind it, where it needed to accomplish X task, don't use these methods. I wouldn't use these methods. I would actually fixture things together, jig it up a little more precisely. But if you're going to jigger around, you know, this whole concept is make it possible, make this small task possible. Now, okay, back to this. I've got a clamp on here. I've got my tubing. And I'll be able to roll it, I don't know, 30 degrees, and then I got to reclamp it. So underneath here is 2 tubes that are clamped together. Down there at the end, on each end, I got a clamp down there, a vice grip down there too. So you get them together, very minor fine tuning, and then you zap it. What I do is I zap it in a couple spots, and then I connect it, move that, roll the tubing, and just keep connecting the dots. This is thin wall tubing. You know, it's not incredibly thick walled. So our easiest solution is stitches. Even with my big welder, I can manage to actually get a puddle running and run a bead. For most purposes, it's easier just to stitch it like you would body panels, or in a lot of cases exhaust. It keeps you from blowing through anywhere. So you saw the first one kind of off in the background. I didn't have any of the cross braces in on the first one. We got it all welded up. Got all the cross bracing in. These cross bracing, what I wound up doing is I built this section here. I built the lid section, and I built just the 3 pieces that form the front wall. The 6-footers, well, 68 inches that go in between, they just ended up flat cut. I wound up just flat cutting those because the geometry of how shit fits together. It wasn't terrible to weld. Again, this is just kind of your hobbyist type of scenario. This could have been done a lot more cleaner, a lot more cleanly than we had. We kind of guerrillaed our way through it. As more projects like this persist and show up at the shop, we'll set up more precise environment for fabricating, which is good and bad because it'll eat up a lot of the room back there when I get to that point. If you all will observe the wild Danny in his native habitat, we got black coated steel pipe for this fixture. Danny, my nephew there, is running around for me, and just black spray paint. That's all the owner wanted, just black spray paint to cover up the welds. So there we are, 4x6 in the base. It's actually a 4x93 up there, 10-foot back wall, 5-foot front wall. And you actually stand in the middle. You stand in the middle here and you slingshot water balloons at your opponent. He's got plywood that goes down below and up above, and corrugated plastic. Not much to see, folks, sorry. It's not really that exciting of a piece, but there you go. There's another very simple, very inelegant example of metal fabricating. It can be anything from a toilet paper roll holder to water balloon slingshot wars. Checking in. Come back to the next one. See what the hell we're doing next time. Subscribe, comment. Find us on over on the Facebook, Smith Welding Restoration LLC on Facebook. Numbers at the beginning. Have any questions? Call.